All right, guys. This next one up is a pretty cool guy. His name is Brandon. We're going to talk about finding a wife in the Philippines and what Filipino women are like a bit. Uh, his job, he was a mechanic in North Carolina and LA, where I met him. So check him out. You can find him on Bstadiem on Instagram. Bstadiem.
There you go. Brandon. There you go,
Hey.
buddy. So yeah, we met in LA, right? We met on doing From Hollywood to Rose.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it actually won like an award or something, didn't it?
I don't know. But you know what? I got cut from it. I was so upset right before the premiere because I was acting in it and you were
Yeah.
that's how I met you. You were doing PA work. And I got cut from it, like, oh man. So the director called me up. It's like, hey, yeah, we had to cut your part because I'm not gonna say why. It wasn't me, and it was just I was like, oh man.
That was
Um,
like the best part of the movie, man. No goldfish. No goldfish.
oh, dude, I don't even remember my line. How do you remember the line?
Because
That's
I was gonna
awesome.
that was the scene that I was gonna be in too. Like I was supposed to be an extra in that scene.
Oh,
And they cut that too. Yeah.
oh wow. Yeah, that's right. You remember better than me. I don't remember my scenes. I've done some acting scenes I don't remember. Maybe
Yeah.
because I just like I do it as an actor. I just do it, and like I usually just like forget about it.
Yeah.
But
So I
you,
actually, I mean, like, I made it a point to like you can watch it on shoot, I forget which network had it, but like, so I was able to watch like most of it from like
yeah.
beginning to end.
Oh,
It had
nice.
some, it definitely like the writing was good, like in general,
Yes.
like some parts of it were just like like very like overacted, and like it's like dude, you could tell that he just he was just going for laughs or whatever, and
Yeah, I think that was meant. I've only saw it once at the premiere. I enjoyed myself. I mean, my friend Eric, I think he was a lizard man or something like that. I mean, he was the guy on the bus. I enjoyed the lead actress, Eve. She's a great actress, man. She went to Juilliard. She
yeah,
she's and I learned a lot from watching her and like just like how to tone her like when you're like behind the cameras when she's doing it, she's really just whispering a lot. But then on camera, it doesn't seem like that. It's just like she's like a sweet woman. So I learned a lot. I learned a lot.
yeah,
I learned a lot from Eve, no matter what. So I
yeah,
knew it from a long time. But yeah, she's good to learn from.
yeah,
I
yeah,
wish she was like my mentor, like you know. But she's great. Um,
yeah, yeah. Eva's pretty cool. Like, yeah, I remember having to like drive her around and do everything like in Los
yeah,
Angeles. You know, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
she's a good person to know. I wrote a few scripts and I had contacted the director. I was like, hey, because I was looking for like script coverage services. I
Uh-huh.
contacted the director Liz, and she said contact Eve also because and I was like, all right. I haven't contacted her yet, but I wrote like over the pandemic I wrote a bunch of TV pilots and features. So yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
yeah, you
pretty
look
cool.
good, man. You look like still like a healthy guy. You been working out? Well, you're always kind of like buff.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, like my day job now keeps me like physically active, and then
What is
like
that? Is that like you're like a mechanic? You were a mechanic. Yeah, you're a mechanic.
I
If I
was.
remember.
Yeah, when I was out there, I was a mechanic. So like I'm
Uh,
I'm like I'm a roadside tech now.
oh, cool.
So like yeah, like I'm like I change tires and jump start batteries and bring people gas and
Yeah,
lockouts. Lockouts are a pain, man. It's
yeah.
like
That's yeah.
yeah, but No, it's good. Like I don't have somebody like, micromanaging me all the time. I
Yeah,
just
it's a pain in the ass. I hate that.
yeah, yeah. Dude, I hated that. Like working in restaurants, I would always have somebody hovering over me. I'm like, why do I have to be here if you're gonna be like doing my job too?
That's why. That's why when I worked at a restaurant, I like being the delivery driver because I get to be
Yeah,
all by myself. And you know what? The GM, he just like basically let me go. He trusted me. I just never got bothered. You know what I mean? They just never bothered me. If anything, I bothered them. Like, hey, I need this. I need this. It was like they were working for me. You know.
yeah,
But then
yeah,
again, it was like less money. I mean, the servers had it more because they served the customers. You know what I mean. They had to deal more. It was a little scarier because like they're inside, and they had to. There was a more of a direct danger of getting in trouble. So,
yeah,
are you
yeah.
are you are you doing stand up now a little bit or
I'm trying to,
now and
yeah.
then? Yeah.
Like so, yeah, I do open mics like usually about once every 3 weeks or so.
Oh,
So
really?
I'm probably gonna do one next week.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's I like doing them. Like
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot. Like so I'm probably gonna do there's a NACA conference in April. I'm probably gonna sign up for that.
Right.
And like so I gotta have a booth there, like
That's right.
which yeah, so I gotta pay for that and then like I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get there. I forget where it is. It might be on the West Coast actually in April.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
I think there's one in Los Angeles in April too.
No,
I'm not
what's NACA again?
NACA is the North American Campus Association. They do all the like college activities
Right. Yeah.
for like all the universities that are a part of it. Which like I mean, so far I've been like trying to contact schools around here. Even the school that I graduated from won't contact me back. it's,
Yeah.
it's
What school did you go to? North
so I
Carolina.
went. I graduated from the University of North Carolina at Greensboro.
Mhm.
Go Spartans!
Go what?
Go Spartans!
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's our mascot. Yeah,
What
but
what
like
did you major in?
broadcasting and
Oh, that's
cinematography.
right. That's
Yeah,
right. That's right.
yeah. So I haven't really gotten to use that degree as much as I wanted, but yeah,
Dude,
still trying, still young. So
a lot of people are not using it. I know one guy who's got a master's at filmmaking from USC. He's got a family now, and he's just doing like what he does. He's still in the arena, but he's not doing what he like. Want. I think he does like corporate videos and stuff.
yeah,
It's apparently it's soul sucking, is what from what I hear. But like,
yeah, yeah,
I'm sure he'd rather be making movies. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
You've been doing improv? That was what you were into? Like
Yeah,
when I was
back then I was doing improv, but now, the pandemic happened. Even before that, the IO West had closed down because they weren't paying rent. So
yeah,
they
yeah,
they weren't paying the rent. But I was doing improv. Then I was always writing, doing writing jokes. Then I eventually just like 5 months ago, I was just like, you know what? Let me just practice this. A friend of mine just like kind of helped coach me, and I really sat down and like figured out what was wrong, and I really just rehearsed my jokes and like the setup punchline that really forced it onto really forced it, and I forced that performance out of me. And the writing, I just set up punchline, made sure I knew the setup, punchline, the pause, punchline, pause, and I just got it. But now I'm up to I'm working, I'm getting less, I'm getting confident, but now I'm working up to the point where it's clean. It's like it's much cleaner.
yeah,
But it's there. People, I'm confident enough that my joke that I can go up and not make a fool of myself. You know what I mean? I'm not scared. Like, oh no,
Yeah.
I didn't make him laugh. Oh, like I'm not like that anymore.
Yeah.
So that's why I used to quit a lot. That's why I was always on and off. I started when I like 20 years ago. I've been at it for like 20 years at least. But like 5 months ago, it was when I realized like, what am I doing wrong with my delivery was just shot. That's all it was.
Yeah. I'm always working on, like, my timing and my delivery. Like sometimes it's so hard to, to think of like, oh, I think that this is funny. I think that, a general audience will think it's funny. And then you go up there and you do it and like, you don't hear any laughs. So it's like, ooh, like, well, what
Yeah.
went wrong there? Like I like, this is the funniest thing in the world in my head.
You got to give it like you got to give it a try like 3 times at least with different audiences just to see what it's like. And you got to also, I rehearse it a lot. Like I mess around with like the enunciation. I elongate words. I slow it down. Like, oh, okay. And then I just play with it a lot. But it's like it looks like I'm a crazy person just like in my room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In my house.
You got to embrace the crazy. I like, I do my act like to my dog. Like,
yeah.
He like, I don't know if he's a good judge of comedy though. Like he like, I'm
It's
like,
funny.
are you losing, attention just because like you don't know what I'm saying, or is this really not good?
It's funny. I'm taking care of my mother. She's got dementia and diabetes, and I'm rehearsing my set like a joke, and I'm telling her like, yeah, I gotta basically like I gotta grow up. So I met a girl over the internet, and the internet's so fast and so instantaneous these days. You know what? Things got hot and heavy. I sent her a dick pic, and then she sent me a pic of a positive pregnancy test, and now she's pregnant. And all my mother heard was, she's pregnant. I was like, and my mother's she's got dementia, mind you. She's like, Jason, you got somebody pregnant? You better take care of that kid. You better take care of that kid.
Take care.
It was funny because she said it in Filipino. She's like, binuntis mo siya? Binuntis means like, you got her pregnant? You got her pregnant? But she's got dementia. Like, hey. Yeah. I was like, oh shit, like that. It's just a joke. Like, you shouldn't be joking like that. You shouldn't be joking like that. I'm like, oh shit, I'm done.
I never run jokes past my mom. She's got like no sense of humor.
Oh really?
So like when I was like 9 years old, I figured this out that my mom doesn't have any sense of humor. I went to Sunday school, right? And I came back and I was like, Mom, I can't figure out this joke that my friend told me. She's like, oh, why don't you tell it to me? And then I'll tell you, why it's not funny or whatever. And I was like, all right. He said, if if I helped jack off a horse, would you help jack off a horse? Yeah. So basically, I asked my mom if she would help me jack off a horse, and she just got upset. She's like, I don't think that's very funny at all.
Yeah.
In retrospect, to me, like I think it's hilarious now, but like she's still like she was just so put off by the fact that like
it
her
was
little
so off color. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how old were you?
I think I was about 9 or 10.
Oh yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But you gotta. Yeah.
I mean, that's great. Like I can't even picture myself, like as a little boy, like asking my mom to help me jack off a horse. Like, it's She didn't get a kick out of it like I do, though. Yeah.
You should tell her that joke now. It's like, hey, mom, if I got like, hey, mom, I got a joke for you. Would you? That'd be funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, man, I've just been doing stand up. So, what are you doing stand up in?
So, like, there's an open mic usually, like, at least one, for every day of the week here. So like my days off are Mondays. So I go to Zog's in Chapel Hill. It's a good place to, cut your teeth as a stand-up. Like,
yeah,
there's a bunch of guys. Like, the only thing is, like, it's mostly other comedians that want to see how their jokes are gonna land, you know.
Yeah.
So like even if you do go up there and you know you think you have gold, it's like you might be just saying it to an empty room, and it's like, huh, I thought this was really funny, and it's like well, these guys are more focused on like what they're gonna say.
You know what's you might be working during that time. I don't know what time you work, but and the West Side Comedy Club has Zoom mics. The Zoom mic on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's really good. A bunch of good people. And I know on Wednesdays, I tried going on Wednesday, but I messed up. I was just too late, and then I missed the mic. On Wednesday at 12 o'clock, that's good too. But if you're not I don't know, maybe you can just do like, maybe if you don't have a call, get on West Side Comedy Club.
West Side Comedy Club. All right. Yeah. Make a note of that.
But the people, the comics, there's probably like 6 comics at least, and they're really good. They give you good feedback. They gave me good feedback.
Okay.
Oh, you know what's cool is that I learned to really write a joke from this book called The Complete Idiot's Guide to Comedy Writing.
Yeah.
And I bought this book like 5-10 years ago. And in July, my friend asked me to do a show here in South Amboy, New Jersey. And it was at a restaurant. It's not a big deal. And I mean, it is a big deal. It was like, people were great, but it wasn't a big comedy club, but still, it was still great. I shouldn't say that it wasn't a big deal. It was a big deal because it was my first real time somebody asked me to do it, and I did it. And so the guy who wrote the book, The Complete Idiot's Guide to Comedy Writing, was there. Jim Mandrinos was there. I was like, holy shit. I'm like, hey man, I bought your book and it really told me how to write. It's like, well, he's like, thank you for writing. He's like, well, thank you for buying the book. And I'm like, well, thank you for writing the book.
That's awesome, man.
He was great. Then he's also got a comedy club, a comedy diner down in Newark here. Really great mic, good mic. People, like it was like a Monday. I mean, there were like 5 or 6 of us. It was a good mic though. Good mic.
Yeah. That's cool, man. Yeah, it's hard to find a good one sometimes. Like there's the Improv here, which like is pretty good, but then like I worked there like, in the kitchen trying to get, mic time. And then
it's called the Improv?
The Improv, yeah. The Improv of Raleigh in Cary. It's weird.
Is it like connected to the Improv in Hollywood?
Yeah.
It's like I know there's one in West Nyack.
That's right. Yeah. It's supposed to be modeled after that, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. So they do this. I mean, like if you go over your time, they've got this big like screen behind you, and they'll just put up some random video. Like
I think they kind of do that. They play music if you go over your time.
Yeah. So like I would actually I think it would be funny, like a throwback if they still use the big cane. You know what I mean? Like
the cane.
You remember like back in the day, like so.
Oh, when they pull you.
Yeah, they yank you off the stage. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I think that would be better.
Of like the gong, but the cane is better. The cane is better. The cane is better, dude. The cane is better. I like the cane. That's a good one. You should bring it back, bro.
Yeah, like if you're really on your timing and you're telling a joke, then you should be able to both deliver the punchline and dodge the cane at the same time.
Yeah. You got to bring that back. You should bring it, or maybe like, all right, that's my time, and you bring the cane and you pull yourself away.
Yeah. Cane me out of here.
That's funny, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. So you're like trying to raise funding? Is that like for like I don't know, is it cool to talk about this? You said that like you didn't want,
Yeah,
you know,
I got like problems with my eyes. I just and it fortunately insurance doesn't take care of it. I need like vision therapy.
uh
So yeah, unfortunately, I need like I think they told me I had like convergence insufficiency, and blepharospasm. Like my left eye will just like twitch. I have like bad. I get spasms. You know, I don't know if I told you, but I had like a mild cardiac episode, like a type 2 heart attack last year, August
oh,
2022. It was
really?
weird. Yeah, I was just dizzy. I
Wow.
was just yeah, but my heart is fine. I was always like a nervous person. I don't know if you probably noticed that, yeah. My
Yeah.
heart is fine, but my my oxygen level went down to like 88%, but I was just like constantly dizzy. And then like that night, I was like, oh man, I was worried about a lot of things. I'm like, oh, how am I gonna get to my car? If my car breaks down, how am I gonna get around? You know, I was just worrying about everything and just like, and I remember I ran over a pothole, like some sort of like some sort, not a pothole, you know, where they put like a metal piece when they're building something, and like
Yeah.
it's kind of raised a little bit. So I drove over it. It hit the underguard, the engine cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. It hit the engine cover, and
Yeah.
it kind of ripped that apart a little bit. I'm like nervous. I'm like, oh, what's that noise? And I look down, it's ripped apart. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna need money, shit like that. And
Yeah.
then from that, like, and I was looking down, like, oh man, I was like, I started to get dizzy, but I was dizzy before then because you know what it is, not to knock anybody can get the boot, you know, not, I'm, I'm not a anti-vaxxer, but August 20, November 2021, I got I got the booster, the first booster for Pfizer, and
Mm.
I just got so tired from it. My body just started to go down and down and down. My fatigue, and I'm just like, and then all of a sudden I was just pushing myself to get out of bed. And then, you know, that happened August 2022. The next month, I talked to my cardiologist. Well, at the hospital, they never even gave me a diagnosis. They just told me, I'm like, because I'm at the ER, I'm like, hey, what's going on? Am I having a heart attack? Like, kinda, sorta. That he said. I was like, the
Yeah.
fuck do you mean? What do you mean, dude?
Yeah.
What do you
Kind of.
mean?
Yeah. It's like, what?
At that
How
time,
would you react?
yeah,
How would you
because
react
he
if
was
somebody
like,
said that? You know, it's like,
I think it was like, it was his first, like possible emergency, real urgent emergency of the night. He's just like, well, you kind of, sort of. And then I just got oxygen. They bumped it up to like 100%, and I started to just like breathe. And they thought I had like pulmonary embolism, but that was fine. They gave me a nuclear stress test. My heart was fine. Everything was like pumping really well, you know. And
yeah.
then yeah, and then I stayed overnight. Went overnight. The the doctor who was taking care of me after I got admitted never even gave me a diagnosis afterwards. But you know, I did see when they gave me food. I did see on the letter, on the note, like, you know, what kind of food, and then it said panic attack on it. Dude, you could have just told me that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, dude, you could have just told me. Why could? So I hunted this guy. I hunted the guy down. He has like a what do you call it? A private practice. I wrote him like, hey, what's going on? You never gave me a diagnosis. The doctor never gave me a diagnosis. Like that's messed up. Give me a diagnosis, dude. You know what I mean? Tell me what's wrong.
That's right. Yeah.
So the next month, September 2022, I went to my cardiologist. She did an echocardiogram, stress test, and all that. My EKG was like wonky. The echocardiogram did say that I had pericardial effusion, like the pericardium, like it's a sac around the heart, and then there's like fluid in between that. There was like extra fluid between that's in that sac, like surrounding the heart. So and that hurt. So because like every time if I lay down like on my back, it hurt. And if I'm walking, I'd have to like bend down to relieve the pain.
Oh,
because
yeah,
dude, that hurt a lot.
yeah,
I would not wish that on my worst enemy. That hurt a lot.
yeah.
So,
Shit.
so like, you know, I'm like nervous, like, oh, what's going on? Like, you know what I mean? I couldn't get on a plane. And then I don't know, did I tell you like my father passed away? And if that was rough, June 26th, like 4 hours before his birthday.
Oh man. Yeah, you did
Yeah.
tell me about your dad passing. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear it.
Yeah, thanks. But you know, he just he fell off a ladder. Basically, he had dementia, and like maybe he just couldn't calculate the, you know, I don't know. He just probably just got off balance. I don't know. And she fell, and he was there for like 4 hours, like 4 hours. It was, you know, I'm a little. I was angry, but like, you know, it's like, oh man, I feel sorry for him. He just like, but he died at the hospital. It took him a while, so you know.
Yeah.
What's crazy is that when his sister came for the funeral, that's when, because they look alike and they sound alike and they're loud. Like, oh shit, and like, I was just like, you know. Then I'm seeing pictures of his older brother, and they kind of just look. It's like almost like my father. Like, oh, but it's rough, man. It's rough. You know what I mean? It was rough. Yeah. Now I'm taking care of my mother, because my sister, she's expecting in November. She said to stay till February, and then maybe November. It's like I can see. There's nothing going on in LA for me anyway. You know.
Yeah.
There's like the strike is going on. Yeah, I can still hang out here. I just needed a break from LA too. But I know I'd still go back. I want to go back afterwards. Afterwards, taking care of my mom. I don't know what's gonna happen.
I'm thinking of going to the Philippines actually.
Oh yeah?
Yes, I'm just waiting for my passport to come in the mail. It should be here in like 5 or 6 weeks, I think.
What are you gonna do? Find a wife? It's usually like
right. That's exactly it, man.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. I've been talking to one girl over there, and I mean, she seems like she's like, you know, real interested. Like all the girls there seem like real sweet, and like I hear that that's like where all the, you know, the most loyal women live. Like,
yeah, because they're very Catholic, just very.
Yeah.
We're very loyal people. We're very like we're loyal friends. We're like, you know what I mean? Yeah, but it's funny that you say that because I asked my cousin in Canada, like, hey, can you hook me up with a Filipino girl? Because people are telling my Filipino friend in LA, she's like, why don't you find a Filipino girl? Why don't you find a Filipino girl? My friend also met his wife on a plane, like going back and forth from the Philippines. Like, fine, go to the Philippines and go meet a Filipino girl. I was like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, so, that's right. It's all this pressure. It's like, oh, shit. Everybody said it's like, so easy, you know?
Let me meet a let me ask my cousin if she can introduce me to somebody. My cousin's like, at first, like, no, nobody. I know it's single. Then she's like, hey, I know somebody. I've known her since I was 9. Like, really? But she's in Oman. All right, just give me her information. But what I found out, you probably know this already, is that there's a fee, like the U.S. has a thing called the fiance visa.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you bring him over for like within 90 days, and like you can marry him. But you know, it's not a big. You know what? My cousin, he met somebody online, like a video dating service, video dating app, and the girl was from Moldova. Then she, you know, like they were, you know, just talking. She ended up working in Kentucky or something like that. Yeah. And then my cousin at the time, he was driving cross country from PA to like California. They met, and then like next thing you know it, they met up again. Boom, they went to PA, got married. Yeah. Now they got like 2 kids. She's a beautiful. She's a pretty Moldovan girl. But they got 2 kids. I think one of them's already 10. They're like 10 and 7.
Wow. It's so like I've been talking to this girl, and like I was trying to talk her into you know, doing that. Wait, sorry. my roommate just came in. Sorry, I know this is gonna be good. Hey, thanks. Sorry about that.
Oh, no worries.
I guess this wasn't the best place to. I'm gonna try to go upstairs actually.
Yeah, I think we got like 5 more minutes. It's okay. It's cool.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
only like 30 minutes. It's cool.
All right, hold on. Let me turn on some lights up here. I didn't think I was gonna be moving, but yeah. So I've been talking to this girl, and I said, yeah, why don't you get the the 90-day fiance pass to come over here? She's like, my parents are worried. They don't want me to go over there. They think it's too dangerous. I'm like, you think over here is
You
too
think
dangerous?
US is dangerous?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm Filipino. Like I was born there. I'm obviously Filipino. My cousin, when I went to visit in 2012. I go, I'm gonna take the cab. It's like, you're not taking the cab. You'll probably get kidnapped because you look American. Like, what do you mean? You're too American. I'm picking you up. No. I'd rather be in like the worst part of New Jersey than in like a good part of the Philippines because I get kidnapped. Actually, I'd rather than in a cab in the Philippines because they'll drive you somewhere and they'll kidnap you, hold you for ransom. You'll be in more danger if anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can kick butt. I think you wrestled, right? Did you wrestle?
I did.
Yeah, you can kick butt. You can handle yourself. I remember you said that. Yeah, it's awesome.
So my mom, she's like, well, you can't go over there alone. I was like, well, I think my friend here, Hoon, he's Korean. I told her that he was gonna go with me, and she's like, okay, good. They won't mess with him. I'm like, how do you know that they're like gonna like not mess with him? Like, she's like, well, because he looks Asian. I mean, I'm like, that's some racist shit. I'm like,
oh wait a minute. So was your mom was it your mom that said not to go here?
Yeah. Yeah.
To go there, or was it her mom?
My mom says not to go anywhere. Yeah, she's always paranoid.
Your mom sounds like my mom, bro.
Yeah. Your
mom's like paranoid, like my mom, like a worry word.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Worried all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess we got like part 2 of this. That you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got part 2. This is gonna be good.
We could talk next week. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking to this girl now. It's just like, we'll see how it works out, you know. Where in the Philippines do you want to go?
So she lives in Cebu City.
Oh, you're going down south, dude. Cebu, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like, that's still up for debate too. Like I'm learning more about it before I go. Like where it's safe and where they recommend not to go. Cebu City, yeah. Cebu, is that how you say it? Cebu City.
Yeah, Cebu, yeah. Well, you know what? Don't go to Manila. Manila's like, if you don't know it, it's better than it. Yeah, go to like the southern islands, but don't go into like, I'm not knocking it, but don't go into the Muslim areas, bro. They're very like I don't want to say terroristic, but the bullshit up, bro.
Yeah,
they're extremists over there.
Yeah,
they're
extremists. I'm not trying to.
I'm not trying to. I don't want
No, I mean I have a very.
Like,
I look very Caucasian, so yeah, like anywhere that they don't like Americans or even Canadians, I'm not down for that. Jesus, dog of mine.
Oh, I don't even hear it. It's cool.
Yeah.
How about that? We'll just cut it off at that. Next time we'll talk about like where Brandon should go in the Philippines.
Yeah.
To meet a wife.
Yeah,
I'll have to think. Maybe Palawan. Palawan. You gotta hit Palawan. But like Quezon City, but don't don't go to my town in Tondo, Manila. There's some areas it's like a bunch of gangs, bro. It's like,
yeah, that's what
I tell people I'm from, if I'm over here, I tell them, yeah, I'm from Tondo, Manila. I'm like, oh shoot, Tondo boy. Like, it's like saying like, East LA, like South. Oh damn, you're from South Central LA. I don't, like from Newark, like, oh, Patterson, because it was known for gangs. No, it's good. do you just go on? Do you go on Filipino dates like Filipino Cupid, OK Cupid?
Yeah, I'm on OkCupid. That's the standard. Yeah, that's how I. So they have like a passport option where you can like meet with like your matches. And it's just like, yeah, Filipino girls are, they're all about it. They're like, dude, we're not playing around,
No, they don't play around. When they want to get married, they'll do it, man. It's just like,
yeah.
But just ask, like, I don't know. Yeah, it depends on the girl. Like sometimes they like taking it slow, but when you say like, oh, I'm in love with you, like they'll just take it seriously. It's like they mean it. They got they're very romantic. They're like hopeless romantics. That's all they are.
Yeah. So I really liked this girl, like she's like cute and like we were jiving her and everything. I was like, it's like if I go over there, like I'm gonna knock you up like right away. Like basically, like I know that's crude as hell to say it that way, but she's like, oh no. Around the world, like they're 12 hours ahead or behind, no, ahead of us. I'm like, you're telling me if I get on like the 3 planes that I have to take and fly for like it's something like 18 hours on the plane,
it took 21 hours for me.
21. Yeah. If I go all the way over there, you're still gonna make me wait to like. It's like that's not enough of a commitment.
That's the way it is, bro.
Like,
They're like, but if they like you, they're gonna make you wait. Most likely, it's you're in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just trying to be like a lady.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally
they're very
get that.
traditional.
Yeah. They don't want a relationship that's just based on some guy that wants to like hook up with them.
Yeah, that's what they say, but it's like, but they're still. It's Filipinos are very traditional, especially I guess back in the Philippines.
Yeah.
You cut out at first, but you were like, I'm just gonna keep that in. You were like, I'm like, anyway. How about this? Yeah, we're over. So let's do part 2. I want to follow this story.
All right.
I'll give you some advice too. Like this is good.
Sounds good.
Suspense. I'm gonna stop recording.
All right.